Most men go through life thinking they need to impress women with money, looks, or charm. But what if I told you that the real key to attraction lies in understanding hidden psychological triggers, weaknesses that women themselves may not even realize? Women, just like men, have subconscious desires, vulnerabilities, and emotional responses they can't always control. The problem: most men have no idea how to recognize or use them to their advantage. Today, we're diving deep into 10 hidden female weaknesses, the psychological triggers that, once understood, will change the way you interact with women forever. Let's get started. 1. The power of emotional certainty. Women are highly emotional creatures, but that doesn't mean they're out of control. It just means their emotions guide much of their decision-making, especially in relationships. One of their greatest hidden weaknesses: their deep need for emotional certainty. A woman wants to feel emotionally secure with a man. She doesn't just want passion or excitement. She craves stability, the feeling that she won't be abandoned when things get tough. This is why women are subconsciously drawn to men who remain emotionally unshaken, men who exude calmness even in chaotic situations. A man who is overly reactive, moody, or emotionally dependent on her will quickly turn her off. Why? Because it signals weakness. Women want to feel safe, and that safety comes from your ability to regulate your emotions no matter what happens. Think of it like this: if a woman feels like she has to emotionally stabilize you, the roles have reversed. You've become the fragile one, and she's been forced into the dominant role. That dynamic kills attraction fast. Instead, embody stoic confidence. This means, when she gets upset, you remain calm. When things don't go your way, you don't complain or panic. When challenges arise, you handle them with quiet confidence. The man who provides emotional certainty becomes a safe haven for women, something they will always be drawn to, often without realizing why. 2. Women are drawn to what they can't have. There's an undeniable truth about human nature. We value what is scarce. This is why diamonds, luxury cars, and limited edition sneakers are so desirable, because they aren't easily obtained. Women operate on this exact same principle when it comes to attraction. A woman's hidden weakness? She is drawn to men she can't completely have. Men who are too available, too eager, or too obvious in their attraction lose value in a woman's eyes. She may appreciate the attention, but she won't chase it. On the other hand, the men who create a sense of distance and mystery trigger something deep within her, a desire to close that gap. This is why women often go crazy over men who seem indifferent or hard to read. It's not because they like to be ignored. It's because their subconscious mind assigns higher value to something uncertain. So, how do you use this to your advantage? Don't always be available. Make her wonder when she'll see you next. Maintain your independence. Have a life that doesn't revolve around her. Reveal yourself slowly. Don't give away everything at once. Let her discover you over time. The moment a woman feels like she's fully won you, her interest starts to fade. Keep a part of yourself just out of reach, and she'll never stop chasing. 3. The unspoken influence of deep voice and presence. One of the most underrated psychological triggers for attraction: a deep, controlled voice and a powerful presence. Studies have shown that men with deeper voices are perceived as more dominant, confident, and attractive. This isn't just some random preference, it's rooted in evolutionary psychology. A deep voice subconsciously signals high testosterone and strong leadership qualities, which women are naturally drawn to. But it's not just about your voice, it's about your entire presence. Women are weak for men who know how to command a room without even trying. Presence is something you radiate before you even speak. It's how you hold yourself, how you move, how you react to the world around you. A man with strong presence moves with purpose, never fidgeting or rushing, maintains eye contact without looking away nervously, speaks slowly and deliberately as if every word matters. On the other hand, weak presence is marked by slouched posture, nervous gestures, and an uncertain voice. These small details signal low confidence, even if a man doesn't realize it. If you want to captivate women effortlessly, master your presence first. The stronger your energy, the more women will be drawn to you without you having to say a word. 4. Women can't resist a man who walks away. Want to trigger a woman's deepest fear? Walk away like you don't need her. One of the greatest hidden weaknesses women have is their emotional reaction to loss. It's simple psychology. People value what they're afraid of losing. Most men do the exact opposite when they sense a woman pulling away. They start chasing, begging, over-explaining, trying to fix things. But this only proves one thing, that they need her more than she needs them. And the second a woman senses that, she loses attraction. A man who can walk away without hesitation communicates ultimate confidence. He's saying, without words, I am not desperate for you. I have options. My self-worth is not dependent on your validation, and that mindset drives women crazy. If she knows that you're willing to leave if she disrespects you, plays games, or pulls away, she will naturally value you more. It's not about manipulation, it's about self-respect. The rule is simple: be willing to walk away, and you'll never have to chase. 5. A man with a mission is her kryptonite. A woman's biggest weakness isn't a man's looks, his money, or even his charm. It's his purpose. Women are instinctively drawn to men who are driven by something greater than themselves. A man who has a clear mission, whether it's building a business, mastering a craft, or conquering a personal goal, automatically becomes magnetic. Why? Because purpose creates focus, discipline, and independence, qualities that women can't resist. The mistake most men make is making a woman their mission. They prioritize her above all else, making her feel like she's the only thing that matters. But ironically, this kills attraction. Women don't want to be the center of your world. They want to be a part of something bigger. A man with a mission doesn't wait around for her texts. He doesn't drop everything just because she calls. He is busy chasing his own vision, and that makes him irresistible. So ask yourself, what are you building? What are you chasing? If you don't have a mission, women will sense it, and they won't stay. 6. The paradox of controlled vulnerability. There's a delicate balance when it comes to vulnerability. Too much, and a woman sees you as weak. Too little, and she sees you as emotionally unavailable. Women are weak for men who understand this paradox. Men who can be open, but only in a way that maintains their strength. A common mistake men make is thinking that women want them to be emotionally expressive all the time. This is false. While women do want a man who can connect on a deep level, they are repelled by men who overshare, complain, or seek emotional validation from them. The trick is to show vulnerability selectively. You acknowledge emotions, but don't let them control you. You share struggles, but only after you've conquered them. You reveal personal details gradually, not all at once. A man who understands this creates a powerful dynamic. He lets a woman feel special when he chooses to open up, but never does so from a place of weakness. A man who overshares too soon, dumps his problems on her, or constantly seeks reassurance will come across as needy and emotionally unstable. On the other hand, a man who reveals his inner world on his own terms becomes irresistible. A man's emotions should be like a deep ocean, visible but never overwhelming. Women are weak for men who have the strength to be vulnerable, but the control to do it in a way that enhances their presence. 7. Women are programmed to test your strength. Most men don't realize that women test them all the time. These tests aren't random. They're subconscious ways for women to determine if a man is truly strong. A woman might challenge your opinions to see if you stand firm. Create small conflicts just to see if you stay calm. Act disinterested to see if you get insecure. These tests aren't about being difficult. They are instinctive ways to filter out weak men. If a woman senses that a man is easily rattled, reactive, or overly emotional, she loses respect for him. The secret? Never react emotionally to a woman's test. Instead, stay calm, smile, and remain unfazed. If she challenges you, respond with certainty, not defensiveness. If she pulls away, don't chase. Let her come back. A man who passes a woman's tests becomes the man she can't replace. Remember, women only test men they are attracted to. If she's testing you, it's a good sign. Just don't fail. 8. Confidence in the face of rejection is irresistible. Most men are terrified of rejection, but the few who embrace it with confidence become untouchable. Women are weak for men who handle rejection like it doesn't matter. When a man shrugs off rejection, laughs, or even turns it into a joke, it signals unshakable self-worth. Think about it. Desperate men fear rejection because they think they have no other options. Confident men don't care because they know their value. If a woman rejects you, simply say, "No worries, your loss. All right, have a great day." Laugh, nod, and walk away without a second thought. The key is to never let rejection lower your energy. A man who can take rejection with ease is a man who attracts women effortlessly. Rejection doesn't hurt. Attachment to approval does. When you stop fearing rejection, women will sense your confidence and start chasing you instead. 9. Women obsess over men who are hard to read. If a woman knows exactly how you feel all the time, she stops wondering. And when she stops wondering, she stops chasing. Women are weak for men who keep them guessing. This doesn't mean playing games. It means maintaining an element of mystery and unpredictability. Signs of a man who is too easy to read. He always texts back immediately. He's overly expressive about his feelings too soon. He constantly seeks validation or reassurance. On the other hand, a high-value man creates attraction by not being an open book. He keeps a woman engaged by being selective in what he shares, responding at his own pace, not instantly, maintaining an air of calm unpredictability. Curiosity fuels desire. If she always knows what's next, the chase is over. The man who can excite a woman's imagination is the man she can't stop thinking about. 10. A man who controls his desires, controls everything. The ultimate weakness women have? They can't resist a man who is in control of himself. Most men are controlled by their desires. They chase women, seek validation, and let lust dictate their actions. But the men who hold the power are the ones who control their desires instead of being ruled by them. Women are weak for men who don't chase mindlessly. They choose wisely, aren't desperate for intimacy. They maintain standards, have self-discipline. They don't let pleasure dictate their purpose. The moment you stop chasing women is the moment they start chasing you. A man who can walk away, say no, and put his mission before his urges is a man women will always crave. Attraction isn't about tricks. It's about understanding psychology and mastering yourself. Women are drawn to men who embody strength, purpose, and self-respect. If you cultivate these qualities, women won't just want you, they'll need you. If you found value in this, subscribe to Stoic Guide for more wisdom on mastering life and attraction. Until next time, stay strong, stay grounded, and never chase. Most men wait for a woman to say she likes them. That's their first mistake. Women rarely confess their feelings outright, at least not at first. Instead, they speak in signals, gestures, and subtle moves that most men overlook. And here's the brutal truth. If you're waiting for a woman to spell it out for you, you'll miss every opportunity you've ever had. Science backs this up. Studies in social psychology reveal that up to 80% of human attraction is non-verbal, meaning that by the time a woman tells you she likes you, she's already been showing it for weeks, maybe months. The problem? Most men don't know how to read the signs. If a woman is into you, she won't always say it, but she will do these 10 things. Pay attention, because once you recognize these signs, you'll never miss another opportunity again. Sign 1. She finds excuses to be around you. Attraction isn't always loud. It isn't always obvious. Sometimes it's as simple as proximity, the way she lingers near you, the way she seems to appear in the same spaces as you, the way she positions herself just close enough to be noticed, but not obvious enough to be called out on it. This isn't just happenstance, it's psychology. The proximity effect, a well-documented psychological principle, states that the more often we see someone, the more we start to like them. This is why people who work together, study together, or live near each other often develop deeper bonds, even if they weren't initially attracted. Women understand this instinctively. If a woman is into you, she will make sure she's around. At work, she's passing by your desk more than usual. At the gym, she suddenly starts working out in the area next to you. At a party, somehow she always ends up in your immediate space, even if there are 50 other people in the room. And here's the trick. It never looks deliberate. She'll make it seem natural, like she just happened to be in the same coffee shop, or she just happened to need help with something at work, or she just happened to choose the same social event. But let me ask you, how many times can something be a coincidence before it stops being one? The key here isn't just that she's near you, it's that she finds ways to stay there. If you move to another part of the room, does she follow a few minutes later? If you start a conversation, does she linger instead of walking away? If you leave, does she suddenly seem less engaged with what's happening? These are subconscious signs of attraction, ones she might not even realize she's doing herself. And if she combines this with sustained eye contact, that's your final confirmation. A woman doesn't repeatedly position herself in your space unless she's drawn to you. And once you recognize this sign, you'll start to notice it everywhere. Sign 2. Her body language gives her away. Words are easy to manipulate. A woman can say anything she wants, but her body will always tell the truth. Psychologists estimate that over 80% of human communication is nonverbal. This means that even when a woman isn't saying anything directly, her body, her eyes, her movements, they're all speaking for her. And if you know how to read them, you'll never miss another sign again. So how does a woman's body betray her attraction? Here's what to watch for. 1. Her feet point toward you. This is one of the most overlooked but powerful indicators of attraction. People unconsciously position their bodies toward what they want, and this starts from the ground up. If her feet are pointed toward you in a group setting, she's engaged. If they're pointed away, she's looking for an escape route. This isn't something people think about, it's subconscious, making it one of the most reliable tells. 2. She leans in when you speak. Imagine you're telling a story. Everyone's laughing, but she's the one who leans in just a little closer. Why? Because leaning in is a primitive bonding mechanism. When a person leans into someone else, it signals interest, focus, and comfort. It's the body's way of saying, I want to be close to you. Now, contrast this with someone leaning away. Distance equals disinterest. Proximity equals attraction. It's that simple. 3. She mirrors your movements. This is where things get fascinating. Mirroring is when a woman subtly copies your body language, gestures, or energy, and she won't even realize she's doing it. If you take a sip of your drink, she does too. If you lean back in your chair, she follows. If you cross your arms a few moments later, so does she. Why does this happen? Because mirroring is a biological synchronization tool. It's how people build unspoken rapport with those they feel connected to. And the crazy part? You can test this in real time. The next time you're talking to a woman, subtly change your posture. Lean back, adjust your arms or tilt your head. Then wait. If she follows your movement within 30 seconds, her body is telling you what her words aren't. She's into you. Sign 3. She starts asking personal questions. A woman who's into you doesn't just talk, she asks, and not just any questions, personal ones. Are you seeing anyone? A classic. What kind of women do you like? She's testing her chances. What do you do when you're not working? She wants to be part of that time. These aren't small talk. They're probes. She's gathering intel, figuring out where she stands, and most importantly, seeing if there's room for her in your life. The biggest clue? She remembers the little things you tell her. You casually mention your favorite coffee. Next time, she brings it to you. You talk about a band you like. A week later, she brings them up in conversation. This is called selective memory bias, where people unconsciously retain details about someone they care about. If she remembers even the tiniest details about you, know this: you're on her mind more than you think. Sign 4. She gets jealous, but hides it poorly. A woman who's into you won't always admit it, but her jealousy will expose her. She won't come out and say, "I like you, and I don't want other women near you." That would be too obvious. Instead, she'll mask her jealousy in subtle ways. If you mention another woman, her mood shifts, even if just for a second. If you're talking to a female friend, she suddenly joins the conversation. If she teases you about other women, there's a hidden edge to it, like she's testing you. This happens because, psychologically, jealousy is one of the strongest indicators of attraction. When a woman isn't into a guy, she doesn't care who he's talking to. But if she reacts, even subtly, she sees you as hers, even if she won't admit it yet. Sign 5. She plays with her appearance around you. Women are hyper-aware of their appearance when they're around someone they like. If she's into you, she won't just show up. She'll make sure she looks good when she does. Pay attention to these clues. She fixes her hair when she's talking to you. Preening behavior, it's subconscious. She applies lip gloss or lipstick in front of you. She wants you to notice her lips. She adjusts her outfit when she sees you, making sure everything is perfect. This is evolutionary psychology in action. Studies show that women enhance their femininity when they're attracted to someone, whether that's adjusting their posture, smoothing out their dress, or making sure you see their best angles. And here's a secret. If she goes out of her way to dress up when she knows she'll see you, it's because you're already living rent-free in her mind. Sign 6. She tries to impress you, even in subtle ways. When a woman is into you, she won't just exist in your world. She'll try to stand out in it. This doesn't mean she'll throw herself at you or make grand gestures. In fact, it's often the little things that reveal the most. Think about this. Have you ever noticed a woman casually mention her accomplishments around you? Maybe she drops a line about a big project she's working on, a skill she's mastered, or even a personal achievement. That's not just random conversation. That's her subconsciously signaling that she's valuable, capable, and worth your attention. This goes back to evolutionary psychology. Studies show that women, just like men, engage in subtle competitive behavior when they want to attract someone. They highlight their best traits, not just physically, but mentally and emotionally too. How does this show up? If she's into fitness, she'll mention how often she works out. If she's successful, she'll casually talk about her career wins. If she's funny, She'll go out of her way to make you laugh. But here's the key. She's not trying to brag. She's trying to stand out. And the biggest sign. She'll be looking at your reaction. She wants to see if you're impressed, intrigued, or drawn in. If you are, that's exactly the validation she's hoping for. Sign 7. She teases you, but in a different way. Flirting isn't always obvious. Sometimes it comes disguised as playful teasing. If a woman is into you, she won't just be nice and polite all the time. She'll mess with you. She'll mock your music taste, but with a smile. She'll make fun of something you wear, but her eyes say she likes it. She'll call you a bad influence, but still follow your lead. This is a classic push-pull technique. She's pulling you in with attention, but pushing you away just enough to make the interaction exciting and unpredictable. Why does this work? Because it creates tension. Psychologists call this playful antagonism. It's when people bond through light-hearted teasing, and it's one of the strongest ways to build attraction without making things too serious. The real giveaway? If you tease her back, she doesn't get offended. She leans in even more. Because at that point, it's not teasing anymore. It's foreplay. Sign 8. She accidentally touches you. A woman can say anything she wants, but if she's touching you, that's her body speaking for her. And here's the truth. Women do not touch men they aren't comfortable with. If she's finding ways to make physical contact, no matter how small, it's not by accident. What does this look like? She brushes your arm when she laughs. She fixes something on your shirt. She lingers when she hands you something, fingers grazing yours just a second longer than necessary. This is all intentional. She wants to feel you. She wants to know what it's like to be physically close to you. Here's something wild. Studies show that even the smallest skin-to-skin contact can trigger a rush of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. That's why these little touches feel electric. And the biggest test? If you touch her back, she doesn't flinch. She leans in. That's when you know she's not just flirting. She's waiting for you to make a move. Sign 9. She finds reasons to stay in touch. Most men think that if a woman is interested, she'll just text first. That's not always the case. Instead, a woman who's into you will create reasons to keep the conversation going without making it seem too obvious. She asks random questions she could Google herself. Hey, do you know a good coffee spot around here? She sends you memes or funny posts. Translation: I saw this and thought of you. She updates you on something totally unnecessary. So, you know that song we talked about? I heard it again today. See the pattern? She's not texting for practical reasons. She's texting because she wants to keep the connection alive. The biggest tell: she never lets the conversation die. Even if you stop responding for a bit, she finds a way to restart it. Because to her, even the smallest interaction with you feels better than silence. Sign 10. She opens up about her life and asks about yours. This is the final and most powerful sign of all. When a woman is into you, she doesn't just keep things light and surface level. She gets real. She starts telling you things that she doesn't share with just anyone. Her dreams, fears, and ambitions. Her past experiences, good and bad. The things she struggles with, even if she acts strong on the outside. This is because when a woman truly likes a man, she doesn't just want his attention. She wants his understanding. And the real test? She asks you deep questions too. What's something you've never told anyone? Do you believe in love? What's your biggest regret? She's not asking just to make conversation. She's trying to see inside your mind. Because for a woman, attraction isn't just about looks. It's about emotional connection. And when she starts letting you into her world, that's when you know she's already decided you're the man she wants. Most men go through life clueless about when a woman likes them. They wait for words, but attraction doesn't work like that. Women don't say it, they show it. If you start noticing these signs, everything changes. You'll stop second-guessing, you'll stop missing out on opportunities, and you'll finally see the world of attraction the way it really works. So now, let me ask you, which of these signs have you seen before? Drop a comment below and don't forget to subscribe for more deep psychological breakdowns like this. You won't want to miss what's coming next.